You're watching Plus TV Africa, where the big stories live. This is Tea Time, a program dedicated not just to the really big entertainment stories, but to the news, views, and also in-depth interviews on all of your favorite celebrities. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, here with the regulars, Elsie Godwin and Ife Oshunkeye. Hello, people.
Morning.
Morning. So... had good enough? You had enough rest?
Yeah, I did that.
Ife's having a lot of good rest. No, but your face looks rested, but your eyes look tired.
Okay. Now you're looking deep into my eyes.
It's not deep, it's...
He says it's not deep.
It's not deep, so...
But yeah, Ife, tell us, have you had enough sleep or you've not had enough sleep?
I sort of had good sleep, but not,
But it's like it's not enough.
I slept late, but I had a good sleep. But I slept late.
Elsie, good sleep? Okay. Yes, I had good sleep as well, but it was like it was not enough.
Is that you avoiding what's new?
I don't have anything that is new. Do you guys have anything? So let's move on to
Well,
our stories.
I saw something not too long ago about the popular feminist Oloni. I don't know if you...
Oloni,
she's a very popular feminist, always talking about feminism and stuff. And then
I don't think she's a popular feminist. She's more of a popular sex blogger.
Yeah, sex blogger, but she claims to be a feminist.
Okay, I
do you
don't see that
understand?
part
Like
all
that's
I see is her talking about sex.
Well, feminists do that too, don't they?
Everybody talks about sex. What did she say?
Well, she posted something saying that any man who let her pay for anything is shameless. And people are like, wow, are you not a feminist? Like, is it not supposed to be equality, like equal, right? So now you're saying any man that lets you pay, are you not supposed to be able to pay for your own stuff as a feminist?
She probably doesn't understand the concept.
Practice what you preach.
Most of them don't. They just go along with the tag and fall in love with Chimamanda and then start saying a whole lot of funny things online. We have so many misconceptions about
it. Yes, absolutely. All right, moving on to our first main story. It's still the ongoing and unfolding drama on the Jussie Smollett case. Multiple reports claim that he may have staged the attack. This is what we were saying like
He's very passionate about this.
He's very passionate about it.
I'll just allow you go on because I'm on the fence right now.
This time I'm just going to keep quiet because I've said all I needed to say, and I'm glad everything is beginning to unfold my way. So
what do you mean your way? We were the ones that said it was, this was the headline we talked about some time back.
Yeah, what did you say about it?
Okay, so you want me to refresh your memory or roll the tape?
No, refresh my memory.
Because you were the one that was going on about the two Nigerians, and they've investigated those two Nigerians, and they've been freed. So they are not even part of the case anymore.
What are you saying? What is Tokumbo talking about? Do you even know anything about this?
They've not been freed,
Please,
seriously.
They have been freed.
So what are we saying?
Elsie, do you have anything to say about this?
No.
Okay.
It is your case.
All right. So I don't think you really understand this.
No, but have they been freed or not?
They have been.
They have been. So why are you saying they have nothing to do with this case? Like they are the person of interest in this
but they
case.
let them go.
Exactly.
Yeah, they let them go over what? What was I saying the last time?
What were you saying now? That they were the ones that were the ones that poured bleach over him and that they found bleach in their house?
I said it was staged. He staged it.
So
no, that's what we said. You were the one that was saying it wasn't staged.
No. He was the one saying
it was staged. Okay, all right.
Okay. Stop going back on your words. Know your facts. Do you understand? When you know your facts, then come out and speak your facts.
Okay, so you were saying that it was staged.
When you speak your facts, remember your facts.
Yes, but you don't even remember. I had to take you back. Like if you
joke, I don't even want to talk about
just stop.
Just
stop.
Please tell us seriously.
Ife, please go ahead.
No, I already said all of this, and I also said it. I remember saying it clearly on the show that if I happen to be wrong, I'll be the first person to come on this show and apologize for saying all those things I said. But this is something I have said. I said it from the start that this was staged. Now, this same Nigerian brothers, do you know that there's evidence that they actually purchased the news from a Chicago hardware store, and it's all over the news that, okay, this was orchestrated. And their lawyer, the Nigerian guys, their lawyer has said, they are not going to say anything yet because they have
if
evidence.
If you're saying that there's an evidence showing that they purchased the what?
The nose.
Why would they let them go?
Why would they let them go? Because this was all orchestrated. You guys
so
are
you're
not
saying the police are
saying that
involved in the plan.
Now Jussie, how do you pronounce his name? Jussie Smollett, is now the one to face criminal charges if it happens that he called police on false allegations, because that is a crime.
But if that is the case, then even these guys that were part of the plan are supposed to also answer.
Of course,
they're
all conspired.
so they are not supposed to just let them go.
They are going to focus on right now is Smollett.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
So, I understand the idea that a whole lot of people think that this was staged, and I also understand the fact, I'm looking at it from his own angle. So when you say his story is not adding up, even though saying it was staged, you could see loopholes and ask them, why is this way if you think it's being staged? So I would like to see how this plays out, really, because I feel sad for him.
I'm not saying the Nigerian guys are not going to go down if Jussie is going down, but
you read they were discharged, like they let them go, not that they're coming back to answer from the statement.
They're still investigating.
They're not investigating anything. That's what we're saying. They are done. The only investigation that is being taking place right now is with Jussie Smollett.
Well,
they said that to find out exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You need to get your facts. And
you need to get the facts right, because from what I understand, Jussie Smollett is the one that is still being investigated.
But I'm
what do
telling
you
you that
understand
when you get your fact, you would understand.
So what's your own fact?
So maybe
then?
We can come back in the afternoon and speak
what's your
about.
Well, you know, this is not about Okumbo. This is about
seriously.
Exactly. So if you have a fact that you do not have, then let us know.
Okay, so I am saying that this investigation is ongoing, even though it has been staged. 11 days.
There's no evidence that it has
even
been
though you
staged now.
think it's been staged.
Thank you.
Let's put that
let's
in
clarify,
context.
because the way you're saying is like,
you know what?
confirmed.
I'm just going to stop talking about
this. If Ife really believes that it's a staged thing,
it's not that I believe.
And then normally you would say that until it's proven, until there's evidence of that.
Even the police have come out to say that new evidence has proven that it was orchestrated. That is why I am saying you need to get your facts, and when you get your facts,
but the evidence is what you said about the receipt of the news. There's no evidence in comparison to
that. Their lawyer has something that she is not revealing until the case goes to trial. Which is why I am telling you they are not letting
Who's lawyer? Justice lawyer?
The Nigerian guys. I've said.
Okay.
Oh God! Please get your facts, guys.
Elsie?
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say or add? Because Ife knows all the facts, but he's not even dishing it out.
That's the annoying part.
It's like you guys are not getting it.
No, if you're dishing out your facts, are you saying we shouldn't ask questions with your facts?
Because we should just take your facts as you know, as
the police comes out to say exactly what you're saying. I'm still going to ask questions.
Okay, you know what, guys?
How did you get to this point?
I'm just going to move on and just talk about what Cardi B also said, because Cardi B has also reacted to this with a live video saying that Jussie ruined Black History Month for everybody, and that's
Cardi B should go and sit down. You know, Cardi B is actually racist, right? Like, if you go back and check her videos, and so many people that hate on her, is the fact that she was racist at some point, and then when she realized that there is a crowd in the black.
Why would you say Cardi is racist?
Go and dig. I like that you like facts. This story is not about Cardi B, but if you want to bring Cardi B into this, go and read up on Cardi B.
Okay.
That's where
but Cardi is black, so.
Oh, sorry.
Cardi is not.
Can we move on?
wait.
Cardi is not black.
Oh my days. Okay.
Well, exactly.
All right, guys. I think it's time for a break because it's getting very heated right here. But when we come back, we'll be bringing you news on Gbenro Ajibade and Baba Suwe. We'll be right back. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I probably haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Ladipo warns ladies, please don't marry down following Gbenro Ajibade's public outburst. That's coming up next. Okay, so it's like she wrote a bit of an episode or a long story regarding this and giving people advice and then also shading him in a subtle way, I would say.
Subtle, wow.
Anyway, that's how I feel. She has.
I think she went straight for him, and she only wrote all that long.
She didn't call his name, did she?
A piece too. She said, "I knew Osas was marrying below her, anyways, and this illiterate rant just proves me right." So, if that's not coming for Gbenro, then who's she coming for? That Osas was marrying down. She said Osas was marrying down, and we all know who Osas is married to.
Do you think Osas married down?
Oops! If I just went very weak.
Now, if you're not going to respond to that, then what should I say?
What should you say? That I don't want to get involved in their. That's their business. Down? I don't know what down is in their.
No, of course. I'm sure you read what Shadi.
Well, she's in their circle, so maybe she knows what down means. But I see Osas as a very responsible.
Well, you know, the word down is actually relative, because down might be financially, down might be socially, down might be different. It has different meanings. In this context,
it is financially and socially actually. So
exactly, and then even
she married down. That is the question.
Do you think she married down?
The fact that you don't want to answer this question is just that you want me to say something and then you pick on it and like, oh, women will say this and say that and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I read what Shadi wrote.
But did she marry
I like
down?
that she was very what?
Did Osas
I asked that question, refused to answer. Why do you think I'm going to answer it?
I think the person that can answer the question is actually Osas herself.
Thank you very much.
So she will be in a better position to tell us if she feels she marries. If she feels she didn't marry down, then who are we to say she married down? And if she feels she married,
who are we to even decide for her that she married down?
But the thing is, when people see what is really out there, there's no way we can't not say anything about it. Because if you marry someone who is not as educated as yourself, then you have married down, and it means you don't really care about the intellectual capacity of that person. So it's down to you at the end of the day.
A person is not as educated as yourself doesn't mean they do not have the same intellectual capacity as you do.
Yeah, but you have married down socially.
You
have married down socially on the status.
I like that Ife is trying to be very sentimental when talking about this. But I'm trying to look for something a friend of mine said that I put up, and I hope I find that soon so I can read it out, but that was coming from a guy.
Okay, all right. While you look for it, let me and Ife quickly discuss, you know, because if you feel that, you know, just because that how do I even put this now, in terms of the marrying up and marrying down, that you were saying something about intellectual. So I don't know, I want to clarify and understand, because I just gave an example and then
I'm going to just give one simple example.
Okay.
Bill Gates doesn't have any education or is a dropout, but he's still the richest man in the world, right? Now, are you going to tell me the woman who is married to Bill Gates has married down?
No,
because
what I'm saying,
even if she has all the master's
down
degrees,
is not about education right now.
No, he's talking about, no, he brought it up saying that if you marry someone who doesn't have the same educational qualifications as you do, then you have married down.
I am talking about the same educational, like you were saying, intellectual capacity as yourself.
This is not about education. And like you said, she is the right person to tell us if she married down or not. But I found what my friend said, and he says, Osas talking about choosing Gbenro out of love, even though rich men were on queue. Now, see the idiot husband trying to handle home business from abroad on social media.
I saw that.
If you're going to marry a foolish man, at least marry a rich one like you, not one that will disgrace you when you're done lifting him up. Now, this is somebody that probably knows something about their relationship, and which I know too, but I don't want to be in a position to start saying, oh, this is it, this is that. But focusing on what Sade talked about, I mean, if you have a certain standard, if you know the way you want your life to go, if you understand your career path and that you want to actually be a career woman, not just the woman taking care of the home, which is of course a very tedious job on its own. If you're going to mix the home and the career path, then you should marry somebody who understands that, someone who would allow you shine, someone who understands that leaving your child with a nanny does not mean that you're irresponsible, someone who would support you and will be there for you. And that is what I understand by marrying on your level or leveling up. But if you're someone who understands that you're a career person and then you go to yoke with somebody that is not going to support your career, someone that does not understand that these are the things it entails for you to be the woman you are, that he's attracted to, then you're definitely marrying down, and that is where we're going to leave it.
On that note, we're going to leave that there as well, because we need to move on to our next story, which is regarding Mr. Latin, who says movie practitioners have been supporting Baba Suwe. So this coming here, I'm like, I really don't understand, because we were of the view that nobody was supporting him. He was saying people were stingy or something like that, and then all of a sudden he comes out to say that people are actually supporting him. And this is not the first time we've had things like this, where someone is not feeling well and they say people didn't support them, and then all of a sudden someone else comes out to say that he's actually been receiving support. So I'm like, it actually depends on the person. Like, if they feel that they've been supported, whether financially, emotionally, or in any way, shape or form. Because like I said, we get a lot of these kind of stories where the people actually come out and say they don't feel supported. So I really don't know, in as much as what they're saying, I really don't know on this. I rest my case, because...
Well, Mr. Latin is talking from the angle of an association. I mean, he's the head of the association now, TAMPAN, right? And he is saying this association is supporting him. We don't know to what capacity, we don't know what they are doing, if they are just, like he said, he's sending somebody from the Lagos chapter to go and check on him. We don't know if it's just checking on him that is a support, but basically they are supporting him. But I remember I've mentioned this on this show before, and I said, if someone comes up to you to say, you hurt me, it is not your own duty to say, oh, no, I don't think I hurt you. You either just apologize and move on, or understand where this person is coming from. So for him to say he's not getting the support he expected, it's probably not just the association. I mean, there are other people that he's close to, people he has probably helped in their career line, people he expected more from, and it's not happening, you know. So as much as you're not going to force people to be there for you, we still understand it when you feel like they are not there enough for you. That's how I look at it.
All right, Ife.
Well, yesterday when this story came up, I said after we spoke about lack of support in the industry, I also mentioned the Actors Guild. So I'm glad this association is coming out to say that they have been taking care of his medical bills since 2017. And if who broke the news that he wasn't, that was being ignored? It was another actor that broke the news. That I can't remember right now. Yeah, so it was another actor that broke the news, and I think people just tend to not get what is actually going on in a person's personal life. But you have a personal encounter with this person and you see the situation you're in, and you don't even ask them that how much support have you been getting. Now you just figure like, okay, because the person mentioned names that I've made some calls to this person, and they haven't made any effort. It doesn't mean that as an association, if those people are members, they are not contributing towards Baba Suwe's help. I mean, towards Baba Suwe's medical bills and all of that. So I'm glad this is coming out, because this just clarified the whole situation, that these associations that they belong to actually do care about them, and they actually have provisions for taking care of their own when they're sick.
Okay, time for another break, but don't you worry, we'll be back before you know it.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
It's also equally confessed Then go beat you. Now 2005 when they pay.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on to our next story, which is on Harvey Weinstein. His sex assault trial gets pushed back all the way to, I think it's in June that it's going to be, they've pushed it back all the way to June. And I was trying to dig to find, you know, the reason why it was pushed back. But from the little that I saw, I think the lawyers that are involved in the case have another case that is going to be like 10 weeks long. So I don't know if that's the main reason, but I did see that, you know, it was the fact that they were going to be away on another case for like 10 weeks. But I don't know if that's the reason. I couldn't find any other thing. So I don't know if you guys found any reason or...
That's what I saw too.
As well?
Basically,
Okay.
he changed his... or is it that he changed it? He changed. He doubled his team. So 2 of the people he added to the team will be handling a case for about 10 weeks. So they have to move it. And of course, he's going to appear in court for pre-trial next month, I think.
Yeah, March 8th.
So I think that's the major reason, nothing else.
Okay, unless if I found something else.
No, it's just supposed to appear in court for is March 8th pre-trial is still going to hold. The case was supposed to be for May 6th, and it has been moved to June 3rd. So, and it's because it doubled this time, and it's another case, and I think it is still on Harvey Weinstein, but it is just outside
sexual case.
The jurisdiction where his trial is holding. So, and that will take 10 weeks, and that's why they have to be away. And I just think this is all just,
politics.
Yeah. Kind of.
Why? What makes you think that?
I'm being the conspiracy theorist today.
Yeah, but why do you think that? Yes, you must have.
I just think this is all power. You know, like we keep moving. I doubled my team, and immediately I'm getting postponement
which
for
is
my
like
trial.
a strategy in delaying.
But justice delayed is not justice denied.
He
needs to remember that no matter how much he pushes it back, there's still going to be a day of reckoning.
And is proving difficult to lay hands on. But if there's no extra evidence that is going to exonerate him, then pushing the evil day back is not going to change anymore.
And someone else has just joined the list of hundreds of women that have come out against Harvey Weinstein, and it's a Lady, or I think Lady from Game of Thrones. Okay. She has also come out to say that now that she's looking back, she feels if she had not encountered Harvey Weinstein, maybe her career would have been better, because she said she did production jobs for the Weinstein company for 3 years. And Harvey he made some suggestive comments, and which she didn't give into. And then after a while, she also mentioned another scenario where he tried to lure her into his hotel room, but she didn't. So she's saying that maybe if she had slept with him, then maybe her career would have been better, because she realized that after she refused her to Harvey, she stopped getting gigs from that she used to work with Harvey Weinstein company, and she stopped getting gigs from them until Game of Thrones came on, which she has been working with for 8 years now. So I don't know. So the list is growing. Harvey, stop pushing back the date and just face your fears, man.
Do you think that this June 3rd will be pushed again by any chance, by another strategy and another legal kind of? Is there any way it can happen again?
If they have a way of doing that, why not? Yeah.
But do you think, because I'm thinking there comes a time when the judge will put his foot down and say, no, it's not going any further than
if
this.
They have legal reasons to push it back like they did this time, then a valid one, so it would be pushed back regardless.
Okay, all right. And that's how we're going to conclude on Tea Time this morning. Join us this afternoon for a brand new episode of the program. But before we go, my thank yous, as always, go first and foremost to my colleagues on set, Ife and Elsie, and then secondly to the entire production team. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I bid you good morning, and I bid you farewell.